So this week in the stars, it's about the planet Mars.
It is, and oh, thank God, it's finally forward and direct in its motion. I never thought I would say that about Mars. Mars is the planet of ego-oriented projection. Wherever it goes is where it stirs up stuff in your chart or riles you up, and it makes you take action, because when you get mad at something, it's what makes you change that particular circumstance. And normally Mars goes in and out of a sign for about 6 weeks, grief and aggravation, then it's done. Mars went into Aquarius in May. It started going backwards in the end of June. It's been backwards in Aquarius for the last 2 months, and finally today, it stops going backwards and it goes forward in the sign of Capricorn. And since it's been there for so long, it's a good idea to understand where that energy is, to see what you can do with it, to make it work for you instead of working against you. Okay. So for Virgo, the sign that we're in, Mars is in Capricorn, which for us is our 5th house of love affairs, children, sports, amusements, pleasures. It's a good time to revisit all of those areas of your life to see whether or not they're particularly gratifying for you. If they are, keep them. If they're not, let them go. Kick them to the curb. But it's all about children, love, lovers, anything that's fun is what really is on the Virgo's agenda with Mars going direct finally. For Librans, it's in their 4th house of home and foundations, and they have been trying very hard to make some changes at home to where it is they live and the environment that they live in. And they've been trying for the last 2 or 3 months to do that, but now finally they get the chance to do that and to make that work for them, which is a very cool thing, because it's about time, and it's something they know they have to do. They know it's not going to be easy. They need to just suck it up and just do it.
Do it. Get it done.
To get it done. For Scorpio, this energy is in their 3rd house of day-to-day living, short distance, short duration travel, and the lower courts for one reason or another. And some matters that have been kind of pending on hold for the last couple of months or so begin to finally go forward one way or the other for Scorpio. And I think it has a better outcome than Scorpios are afraid that it's going to have. I don't think it's nearly as deleterious as they think it might have been, or that they were afraid that it was. For Sagittarius, this energy is in their 3rd house of day-to-day living. Short distance, short duration travel is likely, but it really gets down to how will I have the funds to go ahead and increase where it is I do my job, not necessarily the job that I do, but the environment that I do it within, is what they're going to try and do. For Capricorns, Mars is in their sign, and they are the Robert Conrads of the zodiac now, where they've got that little chip on the shoulder, go ahead, knock it off, give it a chance, because Capricorns are ready for the fight. They're not going to back down from a fight. They've kind of been quiet since probably May or so, but now finally they're content, and they're smart enough to know this is what I have to do to get me what it is that I say that I want. And they'll do it in truly ruthless Capricornian manner. For Aquarians, Mars is in their 12th house of their own undoing, and they have to be really careful with this energy. Mars has been in their sign of Aquarius since the May time span, but it's gone back into Capricorn. And where sometimes when Mars is in your sign, you get a little full of yourself, and you start to think, ooh, I can issue ultimatums to just about anybody, and they find out, yeah, no, they can't. No, you can't. And they find out that it really has irritated several well-established people, and they find that out over the next 2-3 weeks or so, and then the fight really will be on, but that'll be in September. For Pisces, this energy is in their 11th house of hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives. And Pisces have been trying very hard, for the last, probably since December or so, to really reach the brass ring, to go and get something that they've been working on that requires a masterful sense of timing, and they've been so frustrated because it hasn't come to be. Well, it comes to be over the next 3 weeks or so, which is a very cool thing for Pisces. They will feel very empowered, and they will get the help of their well-placed friends, probably female friends too, to help them get what they want. For Aries, it's in their 10th house of career and public standings, and Aries have been really, really close to achieving a hope, wish, goal, or objective, but now it slides back into their 10th house of career and public standing, and they're going to find they're going to have to fight for that particular position. It's not just going to be handed to them. They may think that they're the only candidate, but they find out there is more than one candidate. It really is going to get down to how it is they've done their job. I don't know that there's anything they can do currently to all of a sudden go, hey, I'm going to be the new good guy, but it's going to be based on what they've done over the last 3 or 4 months or so. And I don't really know what the outcome's going to be one way or the other. I hope it's going to be positive for them. For Tauruses, this energy has gone from their 10th house of career back into their 9th house of long-distance travel, contracts, negotiations, any kind of agreements, any kind of legal matters, and I imagine your poor wife is going to be caught up with doing a lot of the paperwork for stuff, is what my guess is, because this is kind of like a paperwork-intensive kind of thing.
Christmas wish.
Yeah, and they haven't been able to do it because they didn't have all the information at hand. Well, all the information has finally come in, and now whatever it is they can have, they can begin to sort through it.
Right.
Which is a good thing.
Yes.
For Geminis, it's in their 8th house of profound transformations and other people's resources, and I think that it means that there's going to be a lot of scrutiny going on, not only on your resources, the Gemini, but the resources that you share with other people. And you want to try and find a way to maximize those resources and capitalize on those resources rather than just counting on them to stay the way they are, because they're not going to stay the way they are. There are some changes coming down with that. For Cancers, it's in their 7th house of partners and open enemies. And this sort of is interesting for the United States being a Cancer, because we find out over the next week or 2 or 3 exactly who our friends are and aren't, exactly who our allies are and aren't. And it will be very, very, there's been a lot of, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure if you're my partner or not for Cancers in general. They will find out unequivocally over the next 3 weeks who is with them and who is against them. And at least, when you know who your open enemy is, you can deal with them. It's when they're smiling in your face and getting ready to shove a knife in your back that you get caught blindsided. And then for Leos, the last side of the zodiac, it is in their 6th house of work. They've sort of been in a holding position with work. And now they find out that their position is much better than they thought that it was.
Well.
And it gets down to they actually have the hammer over the next couple of weeks or so to shake out a better deal for themselves as far as not the job that they do. And they may get an additional other duty because they think that they're the only ones that can do it, and they can. They just need to make sure that they negotiate compensation to go along with it. So
Gotcha.
That's the big catch there. So that's tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac. And I, for one, am very happy that Mars, all of the planets are direct. Mars is going forward. Mercury is direct. The Sun's in Virgo. Time for a new start.
Sounds good to me. We'll see you next week.
Always a pleasure.